So yes, you're over 30, you've clicked this video. You may not be. You may be under 30 and be interested, what's with the title? Why am I doing this video? And you may be intrigued for when you get to 30 and above. But the reason I've done this video is purely down to the fact that when I first started trading, I felt too old. I felt that it wasn't for me. I seen all these young kids all over YouTube, Instagram, flexing what they was earning, obviously taking holidays to Dubai. Now they've moved to Dubai, watches, yacht parties, and all those types of things. And I actually thought, it's trading for me because I'd already had that lifestyle. I'd already done things like that in my life before. So to me, it was, why am I actually doing trading? There must be something more than that. And in the community, I've reached out, and a lot of people in and around my age, because my community is going to be attracted towards me. So they're going to have children, they're going to have responsibilities. They're at a crossroads in their life. So I thought, let's do a video on this because I've not seen a lot of content, people talking about this, because how can a 21-year-old talk about marriage, 4 kids, responsibilities, and wanting to be an entrepreneur and wanting to start a business? It's impossible for a 21-year-old or whatever it may be to even speak about that because their responsibilities are themselves. Now, I'm not hitting or having a go at the youngsters. I have children that age. And that was my whole point. My point was, am I too old for this? I found a corner. I found a niche in people my age that do trading. So why not do a video that's really, really going to help people 30 and above to obviously get into trading? Now, if you're 30 and above and you still want to jump off yachts with girls and you still want to drive a flash car, we all like nice cars, and you still want to show the world and do all these cheesy, corny, materialistic things, I would probably question you need to sit in a dark room and have a word with yourself. But if you've never done it before, you may want to experience it, you may want a blowout, etc. But that's not the reason to get into trading. Unfortunately, all the marketing that you see and with the young ones is that's how they get these young ones to get into trading. Now, our group is a lot mature. If you're watching this video, you're probably of a mature age. And shout out to the young ones if you are watching this. But it's very, very different for a 30+ year old. I was 40 when I took trading seriously, than it is than a 20-year-old or an 18-year-old. I've got a 16-year-old in our group. And he's an absolute degen trader. And he trades 24 hours a day. See the difference? He can trade 24 hours a day if he really, really wants to. So again, these are the steps that I'm going to go through if you're 30 and above and you're thinking about getting into trading. And I heard a trader the other day talk about if you've got kids and you've got responsibilities and you're older, trading's not for you. I've never heard so much nonsense in my life, because that individual is not at that level. So how on earth would he know that? So I thought that was across the board bad statement and a little bit of a lack of education on wisdom and life. But that made me then think, well, why don't we do a video on that? So if you're 30 and above and you're thinking about getting into trading, there's certain rules and certain things that you're going to have to do, which is very different from what you're going to see on YouTube with all the flat fancy videos. And this one's got no fancy, no editing, no text, no nothing. Because you're going to get roped in either one way and it's going to not work out for you, or you're going to stay away and you're going to not pursue the financial and location freedom that you want. So number one that we need to understand is our time horizon is very different from a 21-year-old. So we can't take as many risks. We don't want to go out there and try and flip accounts from 1,000 to 10,000 in a day and all that kind of stuff. We don't want to do that. We've already done those mistakes and learned from those mistakes in areas of our life. So we need to take into consideration that time is very, very valuable to us when you get older. And it's actually what most people are chasing. They're chasing time and they're chasing freedom. And money allows you to get more freedom. Doesn't allow you to have more time. It allows you to spend the time that you have a lot better if you've got finances. So number one is you've got to be aware of time. Number two is you're going to have responsibilities. You are going to have obstacles in your way that the traders that you see all over YouTube and Instagram, and if you're on TikTok and all those types of things, they do not have these hurdles, these responsibilities. Now, you know me, I'm more about stoicism. I'm all about hurdles and keep going and working hard and hustling. That's okay when you don't have any other responsibility but yourself. But when you have other responsibilities, those obstacles are not as easy to get through. If your kids need your attention, they need your attention. If your wife needs you to be present and not learning, you best be present or you're going to end up divorced. It's as simple as that. You've seen it in the real world and you don't want that. And that's not going to allow you to stress. So responsibilities must come first, and you must learn how to balance those responsibilities as well as your education on the side. Now, if you've got an understanding wife, well done. My wife, very understanding, unbelievable. And then your children are going to be okay with just your presence because you're doing the work to give them things that they're probably not going to be able to obtain themselves in life. Okay, it's as simple as that. Because as much as information is there out there, if a 21-year-old doesn't want to learn, he's just going to be like humankind for the last 2,000 years and follow the herd. But your job is to make sure that those responsibilities are in-house. This then allows you to concentrate on what you want to do. That brings me on to the third point. If you've got a hobby now that is not progressing you, think about cutting that hobby down to then start learning how to trade, or take time on educating on time to trade and cut the hobbies back a little bit. Now, you might turn around and say, well, I love my hobbies. It's my freedom. It gets me out. Okay, that's fine. But if you're probably watching this video because you're not happy with the current situation that you are in, let's be honest, the title, over 30, you need to watch if you want to trade, or whatever it may be, whatever I decide to put as the title, you're probably not watching this video. And that's the reality, because I wouldn't watch this video if I was completely comfortable and happy with everything that was going on in my life. There's certain aspects that you're not happy with. So you're thinking about getting into trading. So you have to learn how to trade along the way. Now, if you are in a 9-to-5 job at this moment in time, in fact, this is number 4. This is number 4. And this is taking the risk. So number 4 is your risk is going to be very, very different from a younger generation child. Of course, it makes sense. When we was 21, we didn't know about risk. We just did whatever we wanted to do. I did some crazy things in my professional football career. You would not believe some of the risks I took. One of the risks that really got me killed was doing chin-ups off the balcony in Ibiza. If I dropped, it would have been all over. That would have been it. Silly taking risk. Ridiculous. So we now know that we can't take stupid risks. And we now know that we've got responsibilities that need to be taken care of. So when it comes to risk, we need to look at things differently. If we are in a stable job and we have responsibilities, bills, mortgages, etc. to pay, we can't just quit that job. It doesn't make sense. We can't just quit that job to then go fall into trading. What we need to do is make a transition. So we're learning and we're understanding, we're getting a little bit profitable. That's one way of doing this. The second way of doing this would be if you've got an existing business and you can step back and that business can maybe manage itself and you can take a little bit of a less wage, but the business is still doing its thing, you can then learn to trade on the side and allow someone to take over operations. And then thirdly would be if you've got a buffer. So if you wanted to leave your job, there's some clients that I work with and they've got 12 months buffer. So when I first started trading, I had 24 months buffer. That was 24 months of all money, all bills, everything to pay for, didn't have to worry about nothing. So it gave me 2 years to learn exactly what I needed to learn. So if you've got a buffer or you've got another source of income, then that's perfect. You can then go all in on trading. But what you can't do is do what some people do. The young ones, you can't drop out like they do. You can't just say, I'm just going to go all in and do this. Because as you know, you have more responsibilities. And that's a little bit irresponsible in a way. And people have done it. I remember when I first did it the first time, I had 4 children. I thought I'd jump into trading. And within 3 months, I had no money. It wasn't going to work. So I had to go back to the drawing board and actually took a break away from trading. So if you're over 30, you need to be watching these types of videos. I want you to comment below if you're over 30. I want you to comment below if you've struggling with this situation, these obstacles, and let me know your thoughts on this video. If you want more videos like this, rather than all the crazy stuff and things like that, and how to make 10 grand before you get in the shower and things like that, let me know if these are the videos that you want me to share. Now, this might get 10 views. Doesn't matter, because if I help one individual, that's fine. I don't make no money off ad revenue and things like that. Doesn't really matter to me. What does matter is I want to build people, young and old, because I have 16-year-olds and we've got 55-year-olds in our community. There is a new school community. It's free at the moment. Make sure you hit the link below. Get involved in this free school community. Make sure you hit the like. Make sure you hit the subscribe. Do all the jazz, because I've been told off actually by one of you that I don't say subscribe or like. So now I'm going to say it. So hit the like, hit the subscribe, and obviously do the comment and everything below if you like these videos. So to recap, if you're 30 and over, you are far from old. I'm doing a triathlon. I beat 19-year-olds at the gym. I beat 19-year-olds in a race, and I'm 44. Don't think you're ever too old. It's a load of nonsense. And if you want a change and you're in a change in your crossroads, then again, you can hit the link, book me on a call if you want to have a discussion with a mature trader and a guy who's been through the mill, all that kind of stuff. Book. There is a link below, or just join the school community, and then you can contact me through the school community. As always, if you like these videos, God bless. Stay young, stay healthy, and I'll see you soon.